Okay, so hear me out, right? Now that Capcom's announced that they're making a Resident Evil 4 remake, I thought to myself, maybe it's time I actually make an attempt at the original Resident Evil 4, because I've never played it. Um, the time when it came out, I was too young and I was too scared, and it's always been that little itch on my back to say, listen, you should try this game out. Especially now that I'm older, you should try it out. I've completed Resident Evil 2, the remake, and the Resident Evil 3 remake, and Resident Evil 8. Didn't bother with 7. But I thought to myself, now's the time to try it out. So I bought it off Steam. It was cheap. And let me just tell you, these controls are horrendous. I don't know how on earth people play these games with these controls. So L2 is take your knife out. Square is attack. R2 is to point your gun. And I'm assuming square would be shoot as well. To move forward and look left and right, you use the left analog stick to do it all. And the right analog stick is just literally just a camera angle movement. It doesn't even move the body. So it's like, I'm sorry, listen, hey, the people who played this way all these years and persevered and completed the game this way, listen, I commend you. Look, you get a clap from me. Because there's no way in hell I'm playing the game like this. No way. No way. Jesus Christ. So, I looked into the settings, and the closest thing to Call of Duty buttons, because that's what I want. Deep down, I want Call of Duty buttons. I want to be able to play as fluid as Call of Duty, because all Call of Duty buttons you can play with the same type of button layout in third person. It's no different. It's just that my point of view is not inside the actual human. So, Type 3 was the closest that I looked at that was close to Call of Duty buttons. So, with this one, it's slightly a bit better. I mean, now I'm aiming with L2, which is like Call of Duty. And
Get this over with, will you?
And be quiet. And shooting is R2. So at least they've given me a selection to you know, have L2 and R2 to aim and shoot. That's correct. But when I'm walking, I still my right analog stick still doesn't I need my right analog stick to basically do this. And at the moment, it's the left analog stick that does that, which is kind of weird. And to run, even worse. To run, you've got to hold down X. When I need L3 to run. I don't need X to run. So, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I did a bit of research. Right? And luckily, because I'm playing on Steam, I can remap the buttons. So, I looked on YouTube to see if anyone's done this, and nobody seemed to have figured it out. So I thought, why not? I just show everybody how to do it. So this is what we're gonna do. Gonna do a tutorial on how to get Call of Duty buttons, because I figured it out, and yeah, I want to show you. So let me get straight into it. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. All right. So when you get into your Steam directory, you're going to click on your Resident Evil 4, so you're in Resident Evil 4's directory, okay? So everything you do in here based on the settings would, I believe it's only going to affect the Resident Evil 4 game, not any of your other games controllers. So, this is what you're going to do. You're going to click on this cog here that says Manage. You're going to scroll down to Manage. Then in Manage, you're going to scroll down to Controller Layout. Yeah, just literally follow everything I do in this tutorial. First thing you're going to do, on the left analog stick, we're going to change the L3 button. So when we click down, we want the L3 button to basically make us run when we click it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the L3 button and we're going to change it to X. Yeah, you're going to go in here and press X. It says A, but I'm using the PlayStation 4. So press X. So now when we run, instead of pressing the actual X on the controller, I'm just going to hold down L3 and he's going to start running forward. That's number one. And the second thing we're going to do now is the right analog stick. First thing we're going to do is the output of the right analog stick, we're going to change it to the left analog stick. So at this moment in time, we've got two analog sticks doing the exact same thing. Okay? We're going to go back into the right analog stick now, and then what we're going to do is we're going to change the output axis to, instead of it having horizontal and vertical, we're just going to have it horizontal only. So what I've done basically here now is on the right analog stick, when Leon moves his body to the left and the right, we're going to be doing it through the right analog stick now rather than just the camera moving. Yeah, we don't need the camera moving, we need his body moving. So now that we've done this, there's a problem. Because I've now chosen my right analog stick and I've changed it to left analog stick inputs, that means when I aim down the sights with the gun with L2, I'm not going to be able to move the gun up, down, left, right, because the up, down, left, right inputs were based on the right analog stick's original inputs. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a second layer for the right analog stick. And how we do that, there's a column here called mode shifting. What that does is it allows you to have a second layer of inputs on the right analog stick. But this second layer only activates when you hold a button down. And you've got to choose that button which you're going to hold down for it to actually change these settings and give you a brand new layer of a right analog stick output. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on here. It says style of input. We're going to choose joystick move again. So we've got two layers. This is your second layer now. We're going to keep this to what it originally was. But what we're going to do is this column here that says mode shift, we're going to click on it and we're going to put left trigger full pull. So the only time the original buttons of movement kick in is when we're holding down the left trigger. So now that that's all in place, okay, we're going to go back, make sure I've not forgotten anything, back, and we're going to press done. So now that we're back in the game, I now officially have Call of Duty buttons. Now I'm going to turn my camera on to show you what I mean. So if you look at the controller in my hand, okay, when I move the right analog stick left and right, instead of the camera just moving, his body now moves. Okay, and now to run forward, instead of holding down X, I just press the left analog stick in and I can run forward. And now if I put my hand on the right analog stick, I have a full fluid moving Leon. Okay, not only that, when I aim with the left trigger, all I have to do now is it goes back to its original controls, the original default right analog stick. And then when I take my hand off the trigger, it goes back to moving left and right. So I officially now can play this game fluidly. Oh, and as for the knife, just to let you know, if you press the knife on its own, it doesn't work. So what you have to do is you have to press the knife and the trigger of the gun down at the same time to move the knife, which isn't really an issue. It's not. I understand it might be a little bit odd to maybe to a few people, but unfortunately you can't add a third layer yeah, in those settings. So all you have to do is when you want to use your knife, hold the two down to use your knife, and when you want to use your gun, you just hold the one down. But if you just hold the knife down on its own, it doesn't work. You gotta hold two down. So yeah, now I can play this game. Yeah, I can honestly say I just literally got to here and I said, oh god, no, I'm not playing the way the original input was. I mean, why on earth Capcom didn't input universal current generation buttons in till this day, I do not know. But now I've got them. I can now play Resident Evil 4 as if I'm playing Call of Duty Warzone. Fantastic. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out.